Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself Professor Sampath Kumar Swami, working as Professor at Department of Tourism Management in the Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Today, you will be listening from me on a topic, alternative tourism versus mass tourism. After completing this module, students will be able to get an overview of the origin of mass tourism and its impact, understand the emergence of alternative tourism, assess the nature and characteristics of alternative tourism, differentiate between mass tourism and alternative tourism, evaluate the benefits and challenges of alternative tourism. Introduction. The habit of traveling is as well as recorded history. In the beginning, traveling was possible only for the affluent because travel cost was very high. In the early years of the 20th century, tourism continued to expand as a consequence of increasing wealth, curiosity to visit new places and improvements in transport system. The advancements in the transport, especially the invention of railways in 1825 AD, offered a more comfortable travel experiences for people. Availability of motor cars and growth in aviation sector stimulated tourism further. The use of technology in transportation made the travel fast and affordable to many. This technological advancement, along with socio-economic empowerment, helped many tourists to avail holidays. The root of mass tourism goes back to 18th century in Europe, when the country experienced expansion of middle-class wealth, education, and longer leisure. The period from 1950s to 1980s was a golden period of mass tourism. Mass tourism is the act of visiting a destination with a large amounts of people at one time. There are many views on the meaning of mass tourism, as it was not a planned and designed one. The concept can be defined in terms of volume of tourists to a destination or a group travel for leisure without specific interest. Given below are two definitions for mass tourism based on the above mentioned measures. Erkan Sezgin or Medet Wala 2012, mass tourism is briefly used for pre-scheduled tours for groups of people who travel together with similar purposes, recreation, sightseeing, etc., usually under the organization of tourism professionals. Sofed Teng, Jio Kyung, Corina Tatar 2015, mass tourism is defined by the volume of tourists compared to the concerned territory and the local population density. Mass tourism, development factors. The development of mass tourism is parallel to the developments in technology and the changes in economy and society. The factors, namely technology, production and management, related changes in the progress may be grouped as developmental factors, which cleared the way for mass tourism. Mass tourism appears after the World War II, initiated as the result of Industrial Revolution, the economic development of society, introduction of paid holidays, rising standards of living, a rapid improvement in the means of transportation, especially in air travel, and government initiatives in promoting tourism were other factors which have also caused an increase in tourism, which resulted in the mass tourism phenomenon, which can be grouped as constitutional factors. A highlight of the factors lead to the emergence of mass tourism is given in the following diagram. Characteristics of mass tourism. Mass tourism as a form of tourism based on the volume of tourists and the travel behavior has a number of characteristics. Mass tourism is confined to a limited number of tourist sites or attractions. It is characterized by concentration of a large number of tourists in a site or a destination. Involves movement of a large number of tourists with less surplus income. Hence, demand is highly price elastic. There arises the need for a large number of infrastructure and superstructure for the requirements of mass tourists. Mass tourism is highly season oriented businesses, and the main focus of mass tourism is to generate business, and it is sales oriented, not customer oriented. Mass tourism creates intense pressure on the natural as well as cultural environment due to the assembling of large numbers of tourists in a small area, which is certainly a major threat to environmental balance. impact of mass tourism. Like any other business, consumers are the mainstay of tourism also. In the early years of tourism business, the focus was selling as much as possible. In brief, it was a sales-oriented approach rather than consumer-oriented. There are a number of advantages for an area due to mass tourism, but at the same time, notable challenges are also resulted while promoting mass tourism. The following table gives a list of positive and negative impacts of mass tourism. Economic impacts: positive, brings money to the local economy, creates job for local community, supports the industries supplying products to tourism. Negative, most of the benefits are kept aside by the industry itself. Social impacts: positive, young people are likely to stay in one place due to more job opportunities. Improved infrastructure and communication benefits for local community, means for livelihood and empowerment. Negative, job security and career growth are limited. Payment is not very attractive for people to stick on. Traffic congestion causes inconvenience for natives. Behaviors of some tourists can offend locals. Environmental impacts: positive, income from tourism can be used for protecting the environment. Negative, mass activities in destination may lead to pollution, environmental, visual, water and air, destruction to natural habitat, global warming due to the emission of emergency of alternative tourism. It was in the early 1980s that the alternative tourism as a generic term was hugely discussed across the tourism community when the negative impacts of conventional mass tourism were visible on a large scale. Hence, alternative tourism can be considered as an early engagement with the idea of sustainability. The widely discussed negative impacts of conventional mass tourism paved the way for looking for alternatives, which in turn lead to new forms of tourism, which has less impact on the environmental and socio-cultural dimensions. Reducing or avoiding the impacts were the first concern which can be resolved by better planning and more careful development within the prevailing tourism model. Government and private sectors played a greater role here, finding the alternatives or creating new forms of tourism which has less negative impacts, where the second concern and NGOs and small sector are found to be the key actors here. Rejecting tourism with wider negative effects were the third visible responses in developing countries or rural areas. Sociologists, anthropologists, community developers, NGOs have adopted this anti-tourism stance. Remodeling the existing tourism framework was mandatory. Working on development of tourism in destinations where more benefit goes to the local community rather than pleasing tourists become evident in many areas. Many tourism development areas undertook better planning within the conventional tourism framework and introduced alternate forms of tourism. Three influential drives which made the emergence of alternative tourism possible include the recognition of the negative impacts of conventional tourism on environmental and society, an appearance of new development ideology which was against growth-oriented development, humanitarian considerations and recognition of rights of local people to be benefited out of the changes in their region. Alternative tourism, the concept and definitions. The broadness of alternative tourism is surprisingly high that there is no single or absolute definition. Although several good attempts were made and many writers have listed out criteria with which it can be accessed. Alternative tourism is a form of tourism which has evolved in order to reduce the negative impacts of mass tourism. Tourism are ecologically, socio-culturally sensitive destinations. During the era of adaptancy platform, ecotourism was originally conceived as an environmentally based form of alternative tourism. David B. Weaver, 2001, opines that alternative tourism fosters as a more appropriate small-scale community control option to mass tourism in environmentally or socio-culturally sensitive destinations. The meaning of alternative tourism is better understood with the following definitions by the eminent tourism researchers and practitioners. Alternative tourism is a process which promotes a just form of travel between members of different communities. It seeks to achieve mutual understanding, solidarity and equality amongst the participants. Holden 1984 forms of tourism that are consistent with natural, social and community values and which allows both host and guests to enjoy positive and worthwhile interaction and share experiences. Eddington and Smith 1992 term applied to commercial tourism activity which is generally small scale and is concerned with minimizing the impacts or in some way enhancing the socio-cultural and environmental characteristics of an area. With alternative tourism, the emphasis for participants fall upon interpretation and understanding as opposed to merely sightseeing. Harris and Howard 1996 is a generic term that encompasses a whole range of tourism strategies: appropriate, eco, soft, responsible, people-to-people, control and small-scale, cottage and green tourism, all of which purport to offer a more benign alternative to conventional mass tourism in certain types of destinations. According to Cages 1989, defining alternative tourism contains a lot of ambiguity that he adopted 6 different fields, puts forward the guidelines that may be applied to it. The tourist as an individual, self-motivated, which may include active tourism, trekking, rambling, exploring, voluntary services and other self-sacrificing work. The practitioners, they don't want to be called as clients or consumers and includes drifters, backpackers and long distance travelers. The journey's destination, this may be virgin, unexplored locations, often complement with local culture and involvement of local community. The type of accommodation should be of supplementary accommodations like small local family hotels, camping, village inns, private rented house, paying guest, dormitories, bread and breakfast, youth hostels, travel organizers and partners, lower level travel organizers, NGOs, individual travel setups, especially of non-lucrative type. The mode of insertion in the local community, this involves the participation of local community in the development of tourism and improved the guest-host relationship. Prominence of local system in overseeing the tourism, nature and characteristics. Alternative tourism, unlike conventional mass tourism, alternative tourism offers a way to prevent the impacts and reforms tourism to more benign forms. Rather than mere enjoyment and economic concern, it has started focusing on educative aspects, community-based ventures, fostering tourism move driven to responsible tourism, and managing the tourist impact to benefit the society and environment they interact with. More or less, the forms of alternative tourism are found to be giving relevant importance for enriching relation between the guest and host. It takes into account the dignity and rights of both the parties as well as respect to religious, social and physical environment. This nature of alternative tourism gives it dominance over the prevailing conventional mass tourism. The following are the features or characteristics of alternative tourism. Tourism which attempts to minimize its impact upon the environment, is ecological sound and avoids negative impact. Active promotion of development which complements the local attributes, attempt preservation, protection and enhancement of quality of resources at a distance. Development of infrastructure, economic growth and improves local conditions not exceeding carrying capacity of the natural environment or the limits of social environment. Emphasis on not only ecological sustainability but also on cultural sustainability which does not damage the culture of host community through education and organized encounters. Respect to religious, cultural, social and physical environment, providing viable option to exploitation and destruction to elements of mass tourism. Built-in dialogue with the local people who ought to be aware of its effects. established on sound environmental principles, sensitive to local culture and religious tradition. Means of giving the poor a reasonable and more equal share in gains, tailored to match the capacity of the local area measured on aesthetic and ecological terms. Cater to the needs of changing paradigm of interest of tourists. Mass tourism versus alternative tourism. According to Eddington and Smith 1992, from mass tourism alternative tourism, 4 major platforms were crossed till new age tourism: advocacy platform, adaptancy platform, and knowledge-based platform. The difference in the approach towards tourism during the different periods are given in the table. Platform approach, advocacy platform. During the 1950s to 1960s, the golden period of mass tourism, the period viewed tourism only as an activity which brings economy to the country. The view has encouraged mass tourism, cautionary platform. During the 70s, the advocacy platform was challenged, regarded mass tourism in a critical light and started questioning the validity of benefits. Adaptancy platform. During the 1980s, 6 new strategies for tourism introduced the concept of alternative tourism as an alternative to mass tourism. Knowledge-based platform. From 90s onwards, intended to contribute to the holistic treatment of tourism. Alternative tourism is an alternative to mass tourism. Even if both are different, based on common characteristics, comparison is possible. Weaver 1993 has given a comprehensive comparison between alternative tourism and mass tourism. Among the market-based characteristics, mass tourism focuses on psychocentric tourists in large volume who visit destination as a part of package tour. Mass tourism is a highly seasonal affair, usually generates in high volume during peak and mid-season and low during off-season. Whereas alternative tourism is centered on allocentric markets who are in a dependent tourists doing travel arrangements themselves or travel as part of a customized itinerary. There is no seasonal choice for alternative tourists and they don't belong to any specific market segments. Mass tourism attractions are meant for commercial purpose, intended mainly for tourists and marketed to the generic market. For example, theme parks. Alternative attractions are authentic natural or cultural products or services which are not meant for tourism. The specialized tourists get a chance to experience it in a responsible way. For example, indigenous culture of an area, the accommodation facilities in mass tourism centers are mass constructions concentrated in the center of the destination, constructed in an international quality and standards owned international chains or groups. Alternative accommodations are small scale establishments, usually locally owned, like homestays, spread across the region, which are sustainable in nature. Mass tourism supports the destination in general, but the benefits goes out of the local community as the leakages dominates externally to external sources. Whereas in alternative tourism, the external leakage is minimal. Local community gets the direct benefits out of tourism. Mass tourism regulations are planned for short term with more emphasis on sectorized business, profit and development. It supports private sectors, hence amount of regulation is minimum. Alternative tourism works with high amount of regulations to control the negative impacts to the community. Alternative tourism is a long-term plan with more emphasis on community well-being and stability. In brief, mass tourism is business-oriented and alternative tourism is based on customer preferences, community well-being and sustainable development. Typology of alternative tourism products. Alternative tourism has been classified on the basis of form of activities or modes of travel and in the kind of supportive services they demand. Those which come under activity forms are like ecotourism, pro-tourism, community-based tourism, adventure tourism, indigenous tourism, educational tourism, etc. And those which belongs to support services includes, for example, nature retreats, cottages, hunting lodges, health farms, homestays, farm stays, vacation farms, farm stays, etc. Ecotourism is classified as one of the new forms of alternative tourism which was initiated in 1980s and has become the most popular one. As like other forms of alternative tourism, it shifts away from the mainstream towards responsible and alternative forms of tourism. Responsible travel to nature-based areas that conserves the environment and improves the well-being of local community. Community-based tourism. Community-based tourism is similar to ecotourism in which the active participation of local community is seen more and the profit is shared equally with the local community and are promoted under sustainable tourism concept. Pro-poor tourism. It is an approach that aims to increase opportunities to the poor in terms of economic gain, livelihood benefits or participation in decision making. Pro-poor tourism does not focus on a specific product or sector, but it includes access of the poor to market, commercial viability, policy framework and implementation in the local context. Fair trade tourism. Fair trade tourism is nothing but it seeks tourism policies which create social, cultural and economic benefits local people and local people prevents economic leakages. And it involves open trading operations, ecological sustainable and respect to human rights. Indigenous tourism. It is a form of tourism that promotes the participation of indigenous people, either they are directly involved or having their culture serve as essence of the attraction. It involves local community to control and maintain their resources. Adventure tourism. It is a form of tourism in which adventure is the key aspect which involves physical challenge, education and contact with nature. It can be small or large scale and includes trekking, bird watching, scuba diving, whitewater rafting, etc. It has ecotourism characteristics and in some cases it is not environmentally friendly as well. Rural tourism. Rural tourism is a tourism that happens in rural areas and focuses on local cultural heritage and services of farmers. Sometimes it is known in the form of agro-tourism as well. It involves farm stay, farm activities, working in the fields, sale of local products, etc. Rural tourism is mostly managed by local people. Volunteer tourism. Volunteer tourism includes a diverse array of experiences and setting that involves tourists who receive no financial compensation for undertaking various social environmental works in destination. Benefits of alternative tourism. For varieties of reasons like a reduction in number of tourists, change in the types of tourists, educating all the parties involved and the impacts resulting from new activities, alternative tourism in developing countries faces lots of constraints. Even with all these limitations, there is an increasing demand for the following reasons. Alternative forms of tourism will have negative effects on destination areas and population. Alternative tourism helps in cleaning and conserving physical environment. Alternative tourism protects the distinctive native culture and the cultural heritage of a region. Alternative tourism ensures a fair distribution of benefits at cost. Alternative tourism interprets planning and appropriate management of carrying capacity of ecosystem. Alternative tourism monitors areas and manages the impacts of tourism. Alternative tourism demonstrates the responsible use of natural and cultural resources. Summary. Alternative forms of tourism have been emerged as the alternative to the mainstream tourism and received worldwide recognition. This was aimed at minimizing the negative impacts caused by mass tourism by supporting the sustainable development of tourism destinations and the uphold of the environment and the culture. A number of alternative forms of tourism have come up based on the nature of attraction and the interest of tourists. Ecotourism, rural tourism, village tourism, soft adventure tourism, agri-tourism, etc. All are well appreciated by the stakeholders and many projects are successful. Each one is different in the model of tourist profile, activities, planned model of travel, used accommodation offered and the management method adopted. There are concerns in the ideology, management, distribution and benefits of few of the projects. The future of tourism seems to be optimistic with wide acceptance for alternative tourism, and more focus on sustainable practices and responsible behavior of all the stakeholders of tourism. With this, I conclude the presentation and I thank to all of you.